Okay, so now we've already done our pillow, our 3D part, and our pop-out area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pin it. So we're going to lay the top part, the part that we've had stuffed, on top of the other part you cut with the heads meeting. So the head of the rooster's here, the head of the rooster's there. So when we turn it inside out, we can actually, it'll match. We always pin in the corners first. Some students have trouble with this, but really it's just about pinning the corners, and it's okay if there's a little extra material in between. In other words, as I pin it, I just push it, and I'm not going to cut anything. I don't like these big pins. Okay, then the center. So I did one corner, center, and then I like to have about 5. That's what I think is a good number on each. Now I'm doing it fast, but you guys will obviously do it slower. You can even turn it if you want them all to go the same direction, because they really should go always to the ends so that when you're sewing you can take it out easily. So we have our corner again. That kind of makes the corner. And then we're going to keep pinning all the way around. Oh, I need to get a piece of chalk, I forgot. Okay, so you're going to pin it all the way around. Keep going. You're going to go obviously slower than this because you guys are learning. And see how I just had to stop it and raise it? You have to pull the material so that the two ends are even. Some of my pins are long. Okay, so when I go on the front and the back, the fabric is matching. And then the last one, you might say, oh, I need to cut it, but you really don't. You need to make the fabric meet. All right, and then when I'm done, I'll have you view the whole thing, and I can get my piece of chalk to show them. Okay, there. Okay, so now when we look at it, all the pins are going the right direction. They're on the ends all the way around the entire project. We always want to face it with the head of the animals up because we're going to make an opening on the bottom.
2, 1, go.
Okay, so now we're going to make an opening at the bottom. If you really want to do it accurately, you can measure it with a ruler. But what I'm going to do is just kind of eye it with a 4-inch opening. And I have my piece of chalk, and I'm just going to kind of judge it with a 4-inch. But you can use a ruler to make sure it's exactly right. That's going to be the opening in which you don't sew it. You don't sew this area. You're going to leave it open so you can turn it inside out at the end. What I have found to be very helpful is to put 2 pins together. What I mean by that is I'm going to put one there, one here to mark this point to say, okay, not only do you have a pin and a chalk mark, but you have 2 pins together, which means do not sew that section. Because a lot of times people sew it and then they get so frustrated because they have to use a C-ripper and take it out. Okay, you really don't need that there. All right, so now we're going to go over to our machine. So we have our 4-inch opening. Okay. So whenever I like to sew, whenever I'm sewing, I like to have my pin cushion close by so I can put my pins right in that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start with the first chalk mark that's here. See where I have my 2 pins? I'm going to take it out because I know I'm not sewing that section. And I'm going to put my presser foot right on that chalk mark on the 15. I'm saying 15 because you guys are new beginners sewing. If I were to sew it, I would sew it on the 10 because it's going to allow a bigger cushion, a bigger pillow. Okay, so I put it on the 15. Now I'm going to start sewing. Forward, up, back stitch, forward, and then I'm taking out my pins as I go. Always lining it up on that 15. I can still see my 5. Then when I get close to the corner, I'm going to stop. I'm going to use my hand wheel. I just did 1 stitch, raise my presser foot up, turn it, put my presser foot back down. Take my pin out because it's getting close, and I'm going to keep going. I'm still on the 15. Keep going. There was no back stitching in the corner. We don't need to back stitch in the corner, just at the beginning and the end. Keep sewing, sewing, sewing. Now see, sometimes I made that curve. I'm on the 10 now. I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm just going to keep going and try to stay on the 15. It just means that the seam won't be perfect, but it happens. All right, I keep going. You see that I'm on the 15 line? I'm going to keep going where the fabric of the edge of the fabric is on that 15. Keep going, keep going, keep going until I get to my corner. Stop. I'm getting close to the corner. I went a little farther than I would have liked to that time. My needle's just going to stay in there because I don't need to go any further. Lift my presser foot up, turn, put my presser foot back down, and I'm going to keep going. So in every time you do this, you're going to keep going because there's 4 corners, right, in the pillow. And what you're trying to do is have a nice pillow with good corners. Keep going. You're going to go slower than this. If I were you sewing as a student, I would sew more like this. I would go slower if I can control the speed because then I won't mess up. I'm trying to go slower this time. Okay, I'm coming close to the corner. So I'm going to, I'll go one more. It's in my fabric. I'm going to take it up, turn. Okay, so I'm making my right angles in the corners. Keep going. It's actually very easy to make a toss pillow. This hand sewing part was actually the harder part. And learning how to thread the machine. That's a good one. Okay. And see, it's coming a little bit undone whether it's not even, and it's okay. I'm not going to restart the entire project. It's good. It's fine. Okay, I'm getting close to the corner again. So I'm going to go one more stitch, leave it in, raise it up. This is my last corner. Oh, I'm getting close to that 2 pins together, which means that's the point at which I'm going to stop. Keep going. Take out my pins. And that chalk mark means I don't sew over it. Stop. I'm going to back stitch and then forward again, and I am finished with that. I pulled it all the way away from the eye of the needle in case I need to use the sewing machine or leave it for someone else. And then when I look at my pillow, I've sewed all the way around it except for the opening here. There's a corner, corner, corner. It's all sewed. And then if I get it checked, after I check it to make sure you guys did a good job, then I'll have you guys turn it inside out and stuff it. We won't do that right now. Okay? That's it.